go.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Masters Fantasy Show, brought to you by MastersFantasyFootballLeagues.com. As always, joined by the Masters crew. I got the doc, owner and CEO, John Beast. What's up, guys? How you doing today?
Doing great, Jonathan. How are you doing?
Wonderful. Beautiful day to be alive. Beautiful day to be talking fantasy football. Coming to you guys today, we're going to be talking a little bit about some auction strategies. Going to pass that to John Beast. This is your show. Go ahead, my man.
All right. Hey, what I'm here to talk about is various auction strategies. And the one that you hear about the most, it doesn't work. And basically, the narrative that you get is, you're going to get a few players early, but you want to wait. You want to wait for the value, let the high dollars come off, because most of the players are going to, the early bids, they all go for high dollars. And you know what? They do all go for high dollars. There's no way around it. But the problem that you have is if you wait, unless every other person goes high dollars, you're going to end up paying higher dollars for a lower player. For example, Joe Mixon, if he's and I use Joe Mixon as an example a lot because I'm just not a big fan of Joe Mixon's. But if Joe Mixon if Joe Mixon and Austin Eckler are the last two of the running backs left, there's only two, or Joe Mixon's the last person left, and there's only two people that have money left. They're going to bid him up. If nobody's got a running back, they're going to bid him up. He's going to be going for just as much or close to as much as the running backs ahead of him, the better backs that you wanted to get to begin with. And it doesn't really matter if this applies to redraft league or auction leagues. That's going to happen every time. And I went through just three of our recent auctions, and auctions are fun. We started doing auction leagues. I just went through three of them, and what you have is in the two redraft auctions I looked at, 114 and 116 players in the two leagues, out of 192 drafted, 16 rounds went for 2.5% of your budget or less. That's almost 60% of the players went for under 2.5% of your budget, which is $5 or under. The point is there's going to be unless you, I'm sure there's a combination of players that are round 8 and later,
Right.
that can win your league. But you can get all those players. I mean, hey, if you can pull a winning team out of round 8 or later, hey, good for you, man. You're a better player than me, because I'm telling you, I can't do it. And in the Dynasty League, it was similar numbers. In the Dynasty League, 136 of the players went for 2.5% or under out of 240. It's actually a little bit higher percentage, but not much. It's basically round 8 to 20 went for 2.5% of the budget or less. 2.5% of your budget, $5, $6, $8 or less. Now, then the other thing I looked at is actually the top end, and this is where it really gets interesting. Of the 243 players, only 43 of them, I'm talking auction. It applies to redraft as well. But then the auction league, 43 of the players went for over 10% of your budget. That's it. That's round 3. That takes you to round pick 3.6, 3.7. That's it.
Okay.
But those 43 players accounted for 59% of the total bidding dollars.
Wow. Yeah, that's a lot.
Now, when you think about that, and think about that just for a moment, that means that 43 players went for 59% or $2,126. The other thing that meant was that 197 players went for $1,400.
Wow.
Or about $7 a pick. So think about that for a minute. The top 43 average $49 a player.
Right.
The bottom 197, which again, this is round 3.5 to round 20.
Yeah.
Averaged $7 a pick.
Wow.
So now the next thing that happens is a lot of people hold back in the beginning of the draft. The reason they're holding back, they kind of want to see where it falls, how much people are bidding. Hey, that's when you want to strike. You want to strike right off the bat. And what you're going to find is that the better players are nominated at the beginning, but you're going to get them for not for a less price, but for a similar price of the players that aren't quite as good.
Right.
And I'll give you a couple examples here. In the draft I'm looking at, Jonathan Taylor, he went for 70. Hey, and that's great. That's fine. You know what? And Aaron Jones. So somebody waited on Aaron Jones. So say you wait, you got Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones went for 61. So now you got to look at that opportunity cost. Okay, well, what can I get for $9? Well, here's a
Right.
$9 player. Scroll down my little list here. A $9 player would be Matthew Stafford. Would you trade Aaron Jones and Matthew Stafford for Jonathan Taylor?
No, sir.
Yeah, I would not.
But maybe you like Aaron Jones. So I'm not trying to pick on Aaron Jones. I'm trying to say is if you wanted Jonathan Taylor, just pay up and get him. Another player I was looking at was Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts went for $58.
Wow. This is Dynasty, though, right?
This is
Okay.
yeah. This is Dynasty. Okay, well for $58, instead of Kyle Pitts, I could have gotten Austin Eckler. And Austin Eckler was $51. So I get Kyle Pitts and $7. Okay, well,
Right.
so now I'm going down here. I'm looking at what's a $7 player. A $7 player is Jarvis Landry. Now, if you really wanted Kyle Pitts, would you trade Kyle Pitts for Eckler and Landry?
Yeah, for sure.
You would trade them?
Yeah.
If you wanted, if you wanted Eckler, I mean, if you really wanted Kyle Pitts,
Right.
you would not trade him for Eckler
Right.
and Landry.
Correct.
I was saying
correct.
I'd give up Eckler and Landry.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but
if I had Pitts, yeah, I'd be like, nah.
if I got Pitts, I'm just saying that
Yeah.
that seven
Yeah.
the opportunity cost isn't that great there.
Interesting.
Another player is CeeDee Lamb. CeeDee Lamb went for $55. Okay, so now I love this. I now use Mixon right here. Again, Mixon went for 51. Okay, so it's Mixon and a $4 player. That's Cole Beasley or Gus Edwards. They're not. You might as well just pay the extra dollars, get the player that you want.
Yeah.
And then the last player I was looking at, because these are all my favorite players, by the way, is Jamar Chase. And Jamar Chase went for 52, I think. Jamar Chase went for 52. Okay, so 52. Okay, well, instead of I could have gotten Brandon Ayuk for 41.
Oh.
Okay, that's
yeah, I like
the
that.
difference of $11.
Yeah.
Okay, but what can I get for $11? Zach Moss.
Ooh.
Okay. It's never worth it. So here in this particular scenario, we had a $300 budget. I would have gotten Jonathan Taylor, Kyle Pitts, Jamar Chase, and CeeDee Lamb for $235. I still got $65 left over, which is for the other 16 players. It's $5 a player. Hey, that's enough.
Yeah.
They're gonna be there because the money is gonna get spent on these higher dollar players. The point is go early, strike early, and
Yes.
pick out some players that you want. I just picked out those 4 players there, but those are kind of players that I would want to draft,
Right.
and they'll be there.
I like because Jonathan he pulled that strategy in our auction last year, Dynasty auction. He got Saquon and McCaffrey right off the jump. And then I'm pretty sure Kamara and then the next running back that went off went for more than those guys, I'm pretty sure, because people panicked. And I was one of those people. And I didn't get either. I didn't get Kamara, but I bid him up, and I just thought it was too rich for my blood. But that happens, too.
And then who'd you get at the bottom of the draft?
Yeah, I still ended up with Amari Cooper, Tyler Lockett, Jerry Jeudy.
Yeah.
I mean, I still did really well. I'm a firm believer in what John's saying. Just come out swinging, get the guys you want. Because you'll always find, like you said, some guys kind of sit back. So, you're 20 players off the board, and you'll look and see 1 or 2 guys that haven't even bid on a player yet.
Yeah.
So no matter at what point during the auction, like someone has money and they're going to be bidding against each other.
Right.
They're going to be bidding
just always
against
happens,
You're
right.
never going to find Najee Harris is never going to fall down and go for $8. It
Right.
will never happen.
You pass on Saquon, you pass on McCaffrey, you're never going to get Najee for 12.
Yeah.
Like, that's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
Right.
And eventually you keep passing, and then you look around, and it's like, ugh, there's not as much left that I like. There's a bit of a drop-off.
I think that's another thing that happens too. Like, 8, 10 running backs come off the board.
That
and all
moment
of a
comes quick, too.
Yeah, guys start to sweat a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
dang, I don't have a running back. So then they're willing to pay even more for Austin Eckler's, et cetera, because you don't want to come out of the draft with no running back.
Right. And I can say that strategy works, too, because every single Dynasty draft I've ever been in, there's always at least 1 or 2 picks at the top where I'm just like, how did that guy go that cheap? Somebody just gets away with a steal because people aren't ready to throw the money around yet.
And I'll say this, too. impressively enough, I did draft my first 2 picks in our auction league last year. Took McCaffrey, took Barkley, which you think would have wiped out all my money. Both of them hurt last year, did me absolutely no good. I was 1 game from making the playoffs with the guys I was able to fill out with the rest of my roster still.
So just imagine.
Yeah, those guys, they're gonna be there, but they're gonna all be, from round 4 on. They're gonna be there.
Yeah. And just passing along, man, if you guys are looking to sign up for an auction league, do we have some posted now?
We do. We have a silver and we've got redraft auction leagues all the time.
Okay, just double checking. I do all the live draft stuff. If you guys are looking for a place to jump into an auction or a redraft league, mastersfantasyfootballleagues.com. Just want to pass that along real quick. Did you have anything else, John Bees?
I did.
Okay.
I love auction drafts. They're really
They're
fun.
fun. They're a lot of fun.
They are fun, but the thing is, your strategy is to pick the players that you like, go in and get them. There's one other thing. If you insist on going on trying to get bargains, the bargains that you want to get are round 4 to 6. If you think that you can take rounds 4 to 6 and pull a winning team out of there, you can probably get 8 of those guys.
Right,
if you don't, as long as you don't go high, as long as you don't go for anybody in the first 4 rounds, or first 3 rounds, 3.5.
Yeah.
Rounds 5 to 7, maybe. It's a better way of putting it.
No,
Which is it's tough.
Yeah.
Fill
Absolutely.
the whole roster out with them. For me, I'd like to get me 2 of the top 2 guys, swoop in, get a couple of those mid-round guys too, then fill out the rest of the roster with a couple of dollar players.
Right.
Yeah.
Because that's going to happen too. I will add this too, like if you're new to auction drafts, I definitely think you should try one out. They're a lot of fun. We actually did our first ones here at Masters this year. It's kind of like an email format. Something I thought that was really cool about them, because I know a lot of you guys get impatient in the email drafts. You got to have some patience for those. Something that's really cool about the auction draft, you can log on at any time during the day, night. There's always something for you to do.
Always.
Like, I just found that to be really neat. Like, you log into an email draft, and I love email drafts. I have the patience for them. I can do it. But I did notice, like, no matter when I logged in, it was just something to do, man. You can see the new bids, bid on new players. Never a dull moment in these auction drafts.
There isn't. It's a good time. It really is. And you think the other thing about the auction draft, I like the email auction draft better than the live auction draft we did, because there'll be like 24 players nominated at a time, between 24 and 30.
Right.
So it's not like there's one player. There's a lot of players.
I like that.
And I guess I forgot my train of thought there. What I was going to say is, like, you'll log into an email draft. You might not be on the clock for 10 to 12 picks. Nothing to do. Never the case in an auction draft. You can always bid, always take a look at what's happening. Definitely recommend you guys checking one out. mastersfantasyfootballleagues.com, your premier destination for dynasty, redraft, auction leagues, best ball leagues, podcast material. We got it all. Thanks so much for watching. If you could, hit the like and subscribe button. Come be a part of the Masters family. Any last words, guys?
Go Kyle Pitts.
Only because he has him on all his dynasty teams. Boo, Kyle.
Joe Mixon's going to be a top 5 running back. Don't let the haters and doubters.
That's going to be my last word. You guys have heard him for years now. Joe Mixon. You just had to come in here and use Joe Mixon.
And Eckler, too. You're just throwing all my guys
as
in
your
my
examples of what not to do.
Hey, I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just saying that
I will say, too, though, like hearing 51 for both those guys made me cringe a little bit. So.
Yeah, because you'll think, oh yeah, these guys are coming half of what McCaffrey is, but they don't.
Yeah.
No.